Hello everyone! I'm going to show and demonstrate to you how the short connection on the emergency switchboard going to the main switchboard is being connected or utilized during a shift is on a dry dock. What are the things need to remember before a short power is being connected on emergency switchboard short connection box? When the power is about less than 50 kilowatts, just switch off and disengage the air circuit breaker of generator and let it cool down. Then generator must be stopped. Once the circuit breaker on the short connection box is switched on, you will automatically feed that voltage from shore to the bar. And this bus bar is directly connected to the main switchboard panel. But remember, before a short power voltage is being fed to the main switchboard, you must need to switch on the main switchboard air circuit breaker on the control room, provided that all generator circuit breaker is off. Please take a moment and I will show you how all of these things are being accomplished and done during a shift undergoing a dry dock. Okay guys, what I am here is the interlocking system of the short connection circuit breaker with the generator 1, generator 2, generator 3 air circuit breaker. From here, you will see there is X1 and X2. This X1 and X2 are the safety interlock. And this safety interlock will not allow you to switch on the short connection circuit breaker once G1, G2, G3 air circuit breaker is remain on. Never try to remove the shorting wire for X1 and X2, because if you do so, you will disable the safety interlocking of your short connection circuit breaker with generator 1, generator 2, and generator 3 air circuit breaker. Also here X3 and X4 terminal. This X3 and X4 terminal is always open. Never put a shorting connection wire between X3 and X4, because if you do so, you will also hold the interlocking system between your short connection circuit breaker and G1, G2, G3 circuit breaker. It means if you put a shorting wire on X3 and X4, even the circuit breaker of G1, G2 or G3 is remain switched on, there is a possibility that you can also switch on the short connection circuit breaker. If this happen, cause problem with your generator systems and shore power utility. Okay guys, what I have here is the connection diagram of short circuit Once the short power is connected on line 1, line 2, and line 3, able to monitor and read the current consumed by means of this ammeter, provided the short connection circuit breaker is on. Also from here, I have line 1, 2, and 3 RST having fuses with 8 amperes. On the terminal R and terminal S, I have 2 wires going to the transformer. Will register the voltage and frequency on the emergency switchboard. Also, this white light indicator is being illuminated. Then, in order for you to switch on the circuit breaker short connection, you must need to energize the under voltage coil. This, in order for you to supply 115 volts on the UBT coil of the air circuit breaker of the short connection breaker, need a generator 1 circuit breaker, a generator 2 circuit breaker, a generator 3 circuit breaker. All of them must need to be off. This generator 1, 2, and 3 air circuit breaker, once switched off, there is an auxiliary contacts, normally closed contacts. Then voltage 115 volts will complete the circuit flowing to the normally closed contact of G1, G2, G3 air circuit breaker, passing to a push button 22. Then it energizes the P1 and P2 of the voltage coil of your air circuit breaker on the short connection. You must take note, without energizing this UBT or under possible for you to switch on the short connection air circuit breaker. As we discussed also, we have terminal X1, X2, X3, and X4. This terminal X2, X1 and X2 is always short. Then X3 and X4 is always open. So, what are the things need to do? And remember, before a short power is being connected on the short terminal box on the emergency switchboard, switch and nautical equipment and computer should be off. Engine computers, engine room, air conditioning unit should also be off. On the engine room, such as sewage plant, repair provision, air conditioning system, boiler, steering wheel systems, and all other motors and fans must be switched off. Breaker, main switchboard, circuit breaker in the engine control room must be off. Of the short connection box, the air circuit breaker there must also be off. If all those things is off, you can now proceed to connect the power cable from shore going to your short connection terminal box. short circuit breaker. Before you are going to connect the short connection on the bus bar inside of the short connection box, make sure that this circuit breaker is off. Make sure also that number 1 generator and number 2 generator is off. Take note that this pull line 3 has no voltage. Put this switch off. As you can see here, we have a line going there, going inside, and this have the upper part portion, and this upper part portion connected down. As you can see here, there is a circuit breaker connection down. This wire is live. Remember, be careful when you are going to make connection on this bus bar, because the distance of this bus bar going to the circuit breaker line are very near, so there is a possibility that you may get electrocuted on this portion. This blue color, white color, and red color terminals is always energized when you are not able to switch off the circuit breaker on the main switchboard inside of the engine control room. For you to see, we are going to measure, but make sure this multimeter is set on 750 volt AC. We are going to measure now the line 1 and line 2. You see, line 1 and line 2 has 446 volts, and line 1 and line 3 have 445 volts. Also, we are going to measure the line 2 and line 3. This is line 2 and this is line 3. There is 445 volts. Even the circuit breaker is off, the under part of the circuit breaker has voltage. Okay guys, I am here in the short connection box, and I'm going to put all these things and put back on this bus bar. But first, make sure that there is no voltage on this bus bar, and this is off. Now I'm going to arrange all these things to put back on the original position on this bus bar, because we are going to put back first these terminals. Okay, by looking at it, there is this pin is going on this hole, so that it will prevent from moving. Okay guys, now I'm going to put all the accessories and terminals for this short connection box. First, I'm going to put this one here inside. Then I will put this spacer inside. Then I will put this lock washer. After putting this lock washer, I'm going to put this nut. leaving this nut. So from here I can have also these two must be put like this, and this must be put like this. For this, you can see, you can hold the cable. Fish, while this is waiting inside, it will crimp the cable inside. You see? Now we are going to make it by putting this. But better if we have here lock ring like this. In order for you not to move this, okay guys, I'm going to continue to put all these things inside. Fix and put back all the accessories for the bus, terminal bus for the shore connection. As you can see here, there is once this press, the cable here must be hold. And this is the shore connection box. I have here circuit breaker 400 amperes, model LF400 CW, no fuse breaker made by Mitsubishi, and I have here the current meter. This from 600 601 frequency 50-60 Hz, made also by Mitsubishi. And here have sets of fuses, terminal knobs, fuse, and here I have also transformers. Have here the what you call phase sequence indicator, have light indicators, we have here lights, and we have here push button to switch off the breaker of the shore connection. The power cable is already installed on the shore connection terminal box. Indicator panel, the starter battery number 1 and the starter battery number 2 must be switched off. Mode selector switch. From automatic position, you must need to push it on manual mode. As I mentioned before, this is the control panel of the emergency generator. You must need to bring it on the manual mode by pressing this button. Then, this is the battery switch. This battery switch must need to switch it off both. Making like this emergency generator switch is off. when making the breaker of the shore connection. This and put it normal. The circuit breaker rating of the shore and your ship's circuit breaker. Normally, the ship's circuit breaker is around 400 ampere trip p-pole, and on the shore room, you need another person on the emergency switchboard, and you need also one person on the shore connection box. Now, this checker must be rotated in a clockwise direction. If you find manually switch on the circuit breaker on the shore connection terminal box. Then check. The automatic bus-tie switch inside of the emergency switchboards is engaged, so that the power voltage from shore connection going to the emergency switchboard and then of the control is complete. So I have emergency switchboard and main switchboard connection diagram. As you can see here, this is the short connection. When the short power is connected here and the circuit breaker is switched on, the short power voltage is automatically connected and delivered to the main switchboard. But as you may take note, you need to switch on the circuit breaker here. This is, you need also to manually switch on the circuit breaker main switchboard on the engine control room panel. By doing so, you can now have the short power going to your short connection terminal box, then from short connection terminal box going to the emergency switchboard automatic bus tie switch, and then from automatic bus tie switch bus bar. I will show you the diagram on how this all is arranged for you to understand more. Please take a show you and discuss how those things is and how these things is being done, and explain how the short connection is being connected to the main switchboard. As you remember before, I said this is the short connection termination box. This short connection termination box have terminal 1, 2, and 3. This is designated by RST. When the short power is delivered, phase sequence rotate in clockwise, system voltage of shifts, and short power voltage about 447, 450, 456. You can manually switch on this circuit breaker. Then the power going to analyze the short power is delivered when this short connection air circuit breaker is on, going directly here, and then going on this termination. Short power or the voltage will be delivered and feed the TB3 going directly to the main switchboard of the engine control room. But take note, in the emergency control room, there is a which is need to be switched on so that the short power will be delivered on the main switchboard panel on the engine control room. Also, from these termination points, have here two magnetic contactor. These two magnetic contactor is known as automatic bus tie switch. When this is in position here, it takes power feeder taking their power from the short connection or from the main switchboard. But if this automatic bus tie switch are going in this way, he will takes his powers on the emergency generator. Take note, emergency when the ships already have a short power. First, lines to your air conditioning system, to your refill provision system. This pipeline is a provision for freshwater cooling to run your air conditioning and to run your vapor provision plant. Also, we need to make arrangement on the pipes of the sewage treatment drain going to shore. Also, we need to make sure that all emergency outlets are working properly. Also, we need to start hurry, and we need to prepare some additional extension cord, cables, emergency lights to facilitate into everything during a shift is on dry dock.